Why this book? Because I think it's a gold mine. Notice it was written by a doctor, my grandfather, an osteopath. Now, if you have a doctorate, you could go to a university and be a professor. But this is a book for youth. And the chapters that are included are somewhat my guideline for the things that I've studied, because in order to get a doctorate, you have to give them better than 70% of all the knowledge he knows. You have to be graded by a professor, someone with a doctorate, and regurgitate at least 70% of the information on that specific subject. So he specialized in medicine, but as a hobby with potential, he chose to be a writer, professional. He made money at it, and he did in his time, born in 1894 until he passed in 1975-ish. Have to look up the date exactly. But you know, I'll try to include a little wildlife, because that's the theme of my story, you know. Oh, good. Using that tool that is not a sponsor, and I only promote what I don't have, or what I use, and a lot of it was gifted to me by the God of nature. And so I'm trying to use all that because the youth of America don't have much but what was gifted to them. Because we all start pretty much with the big goose egg. And being one person that has managed to get through it all, following that theme with my experience, the only thing, if I thought I was a professor, I could teach is my special proven method. As far as I know, in my peer group, there aren't many that can say that. We discuss it all the time, my wife and I, and even my daughter has some questions as to how the hell did you do it, Dad? Sheer determination. I get a bone and I chew on it and chew on it and chew on it because I don't give up easy. A year, over a year, trying to figure out how to make a YouTube channel all by myself. No help from anyone. not much support, constantly questioned, bobble-headed, trolled, or naysayed by the people around me. And so how do our youth feel when they have a dream and the people around them say, oh, well, that doesn't pay the bills, or there's no future in it? Well, Grandpa made a future in it. We all made a future by picking something and with sheer determination staying power, perseverance. I don't like using luck, but courage from God. You can accomplish the task. But to get a doctorate takes, 8 years of university training, not 7. I'm trying to make a business in 7 or less. I have a doctorate in whatever, a liberal arts degree, because the book contains chapters on different things. And so I'm going for 5 subjects that are in the book. And I have to write 1,000 pages on each, maybe. Or, 1,000 pages is what the paper has to be to earn a doctorate. I don't know, guys. Is it possible? And when you consider something that you'll be able to, being business-minded, earn an income at, you have to take in your own mental, physical, emotional strengths, and you have to be capable of doing that. I no longer can go roofing, mowing lawns. Yeah, I can. But I know time passes, your greatest asset, and that I won't be able to physically maintain that kind of stamina any longer. Now, I have not watched this, but here I am trying to build a YouTube channel for the youth of America, mostly. But I got on my card for the parents and their youth, and for you grandparents that may be concerned. I'm trying to start a 3rd career. And I think a 70 to 80-year-old could make a YouTube channel. And it is a channel about do-it-yourself. Build your own YouTube channel. And it takes time. Anything worthwhile takes time. 5 to 7 years to make a successful business. So I have a plan that's 10 years out. See, do any of you have a long-term plan? Immediate goal? Oh, yeah. Get 1,000 subscribers. I'm up to almost 100. Took me a year. I wrote my little freshman paper, and I know the first part, liberal arts. Okay, now that would be film, writing, art, something like that. Tried a little artsy stuff. Tried a little. And I'm getting better at editing, and yeah, it's simpler to keep the camera still if I have it on a tripod and talk. But most people don't want to just watch me talk. And in business, The three basic rules are: establish what I'm doing or where I stand on issues if you wanted to be a politician. But in every instance of any business, you have to build staff. The hardest thing to do when the only dollar you've made, up early, oh there they are, is the one you lost down the bit and recovered. Yeah, I had a loss, a business loss of a silver dollar down the heat vent, but when I fixed it and changed it, I got it back. Alright, so now we could be having technical difficulties, and one of the challenges in YouTube is your equipment, and I'm trying to teach them to use what you have. Now my camera just shut off, and I hope I got to the word but. You know, that's what I think of these mechanical devices. Grandpa made his living on a typewriter, but he could type as quick as he could think. Can't do that myself. So I'm going for liberal arts, audio-visual presentation. Been practicing it, whether or not I can keep a theory going while I speak and include a little wildlife. Diggity dog. You know, I got my own little gimmicks. Trying to build merchandise. Sponsors. Philips is not a sponsor, but I'm using their equipment. So I'll promote it. You know, because I didn't go into that beg for money. Is the third way to make a successful business. Advertising is king. You know, in the long run. But you know, the people I'm trying to target don't have a lot of spare change. They're barely getting started. You know, I don't want their money. And to make a YouTube channel, it's the exact same as what I mentioned, politics. And the only reason I even talk about politics is somehow, at some age, closer to mine, these kids will realize that politics affects their money and why you should be involved. Last chapter in the book is public speaking, which, you know, is really a start into politics. Now, I know these are forbidden subjects, but if it's part of your goal, you have to address them. And not listen to anybody tell you that it's, you know, I got my gimmicks, you know, developing something. The naysayer. It's hiding behind the TV. Oh, there it is. Naysayers. They'll come after you. You know? Everywhere you go. One of the books is about bullies. I would kind of believe that our youth need to know how to handle the naysayer bully kind of guy. You know? There's two maybe 3 or 4 times he brings it up in that book. And why I address it 2, 3, 4 times in my show. So, all I have to offer in return for help, sponsorship, or anything else is a percentage of the money. And it's not very much that I'm going to offer, because there's a lot of expenses that go into it, including my most valuable asset, my time, that no one else has put towards this goal. The more time you invest with me, if I can find anybody willing to, in my local group, I'm not offering it to the world, but there are ways, the shows I watch to get information on finances, the shows that, they could put a bipartisan mention of, check it out, this guy's trying. And in my walk through the galaxy of life, I have over 30 years undocumented educator experience. Successful, the passage of knowledge from me to students. I made a living educating people in all of my careers. And of course, the only ones that listen are people that want to learn that particular skill, obtain that particular knowledge, or that knew less than I did. And that's a professor in your college, university. And in life, I have 65 years of education in the school of hard knocks, and am still successful. And how do I get people to want that kind of knowledge? I've always been a seeker of knowledge, rather than the blithering idiot stuff that could make easy money on TV. So, thank you all. This is, and I don't know if I can get it in frame, a business course. Dang, I don't have a perfect card. The Youth Truth Podcast. Do it yourself. Business 101. And a little wildlife. Check out that artwork. I'm a little creative. Have a great day. And so, it's a philanthropy for young men. Because, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because God is with me. And I'm the biggest, baddest mother's child in the valley. And we are one nation, under God, not man. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Think about it. So I can only tell this story as a genetic male in a country that only requires genetic males by Congress for men 18 to 26 years old are required, obligated to maybe have to endure hell. And so it's a philanthropy for young men. And so you ladies, just may not understand that that goes through the computer of a man, his brain, which is 3 times better than that little black box, and will affect every biological male differently than a woman who never has to think about that. And we are the only country, one of them, more or less, that even socially, we will not let our women stand in front of a bullet. Right, sweetie? Right, sweetie? Look at her just, stretching and not giving a doggone. So don't wonder why I call it the rabbit party. Maybe just for men. I don't know. But that is a pretty good piece of the vote. Almost 50-50. And maybe all I have to do is get 3 to 5% of the mothers, biological men, to vote my way for their boys. Army days, time of decision. Even in 1965, before men in this country, a baby only 250 years old, and everybody wants to come here because the experiment of not having one man in charge and leaving our country under the laws of nature and nature's God, definition of God in the Declaration of Independence, is what gives you the rights. Now, men should know their constitutional rights because they're going to be the ones chosen, required by God and country to defend those liberties. And like I said, guys, it's extremely hard to even get one other soldier for God and country in the fight. I'm still recruiting for a mother of such a man, or daughter of such a man. God bless America. Thank you for watching. Support me. Like, subscribe, comment. Please help our youth. Male youth, specific philanthropy from a man about a lineage of men. I can't come at it from a female perspective. Public speaking may only come into your life when you get a little older. So start the race, ladies and gentlemen.